Thanks for the heads up.
You had to walk by our Taylor Swift cutout on the way in here, and first, have you seen Taylor live ever?
I did.
You have? You've seen the Eras Tour? Ooh, where?
In Nashville.
In Nashville.
I went by myself.
Solo, one ticket. There you go.
Listen, last minute. The day of, I got to take, like, you know how hard it is to get those tickets?
I do.
I was just like, because it was her last show in Nashville, and it was raining out. And I just said, what the heck with this, because it got delayed. I said, let me just look online at, like, Vivid Seats, and I got it, like, Paul, seriously, like, I got, should I wait for this, or, like, for review?
No, this is good. We're rolling, baby.
Are we rolling? Listen, I got the last, when I got my tickets, they were pretty cheap. Ticket, sorry. When I got my ticket, it was pretty cheap.
Okay. So people have spent thousands and thousands of dollars.
Thousands.
So was this 3 figures or 4 figures?
This wasn't even like, this was under.
How much? Just tell us how much.
It was about, $500.
$500 US. Okay.
Yeah.
Still, of course, people have paid 10 times.
But listen what this $500 US got me.
Okay.
So when I got there, I was like, I had to ask someone to help me to get my seats. And they're, you're all the way down here on the floor.
Come on.
So they're like, okay, on the floor. Yep, the front row right here on the floor, right beside the catwalk. So I actually got to walk up to the catwalk to security, let me take the video and the pictures of her and go back to my seat. Ground floor. Day of, last minute.
So there is hope for people out there.
I think so. And that was the Nissan
in Nashville.
Show. Yeah, I lost my mind.
Was that the first time you'd seen her live?
Because
I haven't seen the Eras Tour, but I've seen 2 of the tours in the past. I think I saw the Red Tour and then maybe 89.
Yeah, I could never afford it, but it was the first time.
And what was your takeaway?
Everything about her, like when she went back to the initial songs like You Belong With Me and Love Story and everything, it was just like that immediate, like, nostalgic feeling of the inspiration when I first seen her, when she first came on the scene, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And
so you're not just a fan. This was somebody who literally inspired a life change for you.
Yeah, like when she came on the scene singing and playing guitar, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to start writing songs and singing guitar, and then I'll go down to Nashville and I'll introduce myself to everybody on Music Row, and I'll walk up in town and I'll watch all her documentaries and
you did
be inspired. I did.
You did that?
Yeah.
That was your game plan, and you followed through?
Yeah.
Wow. Because what gave you other than seeing that somebody like Taylor could make it happen and the success that she was having, pouring her heart and soul into music. She had a couple of legs up, right? She had a dad who was a stockbroker.
Yeah.
Pretty connected in the biz in there. We know the stories, right?
Oh yeah.
This is not like a from out of nowhere kind of David and Goliath kind of story.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? That's closer to your story.
Yeah.
Your actual story. So what gave you the strength to do it?
I don't know. I feel like it's just something that was innate in me. It's like I said, I grew up in a musical family. Music's always been a part of my upbringing, but it was like this thing that's like, it has to happen one way, one way, somehow, one day. And however that looks, is however it looks, but it's like, I have to sing, and I have to do music, and I have to be where I feel like I'm being led to be, and it started in Nashville. And
I like that phrase. It just has to happen.
It just has to happen. Yeah. And I don't know when and I don't know how, but.
And you didn't know, were there different kind of versions of a future in music that you saw for yourself? One, maybe, I know your parents were in a band, right? And they had you've talked to me, when we've talked in the past, you told me about, though you didn't know what kind of songs they were covering. I do remember that because I played that clip a bunch of times on the air where I asked you what kind of songs they played. And you're like, I don't even remember.
I still have to ask.
You still have to find out what kind of songs they were playing. I mean, were they playing like, Steely Dan songs? Were they playing?
They were playing everything. I think it was a mix of everything.
A mix of to make people happy at bars when they went out, right? They were making
lots of electric guitars and all that good stuff.
Okay, so was there a version of your future in music that was similar to your parents, just doing it for fun, and then a version where maybe you were like a background singer somewhere, maybe going on tour, and then the version where you're Taylor Swift, where there's like the 3 different versions, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Like, were you ready for a life of hardship and struggle, but I just got to be on stage singing for people and in studio singing for people? Were you ready for that?
I don't know if I was ready for anything. I just know that whatever it was that I was presented with every day was, the food that was on my plate, and I ate it, and I just kept going, and it's just like, I think everything just prepared me for where I am each day. I don't know if I could have predicted even, having a song that's being played so crazily right now. It's like, Hey Mom, I Made It. I just knew that I hoped for it.
Okay, so today, as you sit here in our studios in Toronto with your single, Hey Mom, I Made It, in the top 10, that's congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Great. I'm not surprised. When the first time we heard the song, I'm kind of like, this is fun. This is good. There's something special happening here.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I'm no expert, but you can kind of hear things. It's different. Aww. It's fun. I know a lot of people who, because we have a new station in Toronto, friends of mine who haven't listened to a whole lot of country or me on the radio and country have been listening and checking it out. And a lot of people who are coming from outside of the genre love the song, love the message, sonically, and again, the message as well. Love how it sounds, how it's produced, and how your voice sounds, everything, and the message of the song. So the girl that set out to kind of like on this journey, who said, it's just got to happen. This has got to be the moment where you kind of realize, it's happening. I mean, because you've been doing it for a while. You've been singing for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is what's so interesting, is it's like when things happen, there's almost like this surrealness, and it's almost like, it's not like I'm not in denial or anything. I'm so excited, but it's like, can this really be happening right now? It's very easy to miss, because you're so focused on what's ahead. But I'm thinking, like, I have never cried so much in the history of my career as I've been crying since, I don't know, the beginning of this year and the release of this song, because I have to share the song. And when I share the song, I share the story, and then I sing it and I get emotional. And then, all the support that I've had from radio and everybody in the industry, and then fans and new fans, it's like, I just can't stop crying, and I'm so grateful.
You just said something, and I don't want to miss it. You said it's so easy to miss. And that does make sense, because you record a song, and then it's usually not for months, sometimes a year later until that song comes out. How long was it?
Yeah, it was about, like, the demo. I think it was probably 2 years from the demo.
2 years?
That we released it, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's a long time. Your emotional connection to a song will change as well, depending on, case by case, of course. But your connection to a song, your team's connection to the song, musicians, everybody behind the scenes, labels, everybody guilty. Us in the radio business, we're guilty of recency bias. What's next? What's the new thing?
Yeah.
You sit in front of a pinhead like me, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. Congratulations on the top 10. What's next? All of it. What's next? What's next? When are you coming out? We're going to talk about the Christmas music. Got to talk about the new video. Got to talk about the tour next year that you're going on with blank, blank, blank.
Right.
Instead of just sitting here in the moment and realizing that song that was 2 years from demo to release, that's now catching fire, that's now, the calling card for your career.
Yeah.
Around the world is happening right now. So you said it's so easy to miss, and it is.
It is. And it's interesting because it did take us a while, even just putting it out. I was going to, like, we've been talking about the EP, we've been talking about more stuff, but it's like, let's just sit with this song for a second.
Yeah.
Let's just bask in this moment for a second. Forget the next single. Like, you threw an awesome summertime single too, but it's like, let's just pour a little more gas on this. And because this song's doing a little bit more than, like, what I expected for the listeners, and let's just let people enjoy it a little bit longer before we move on to the next.
Yeah, because it's like almost you risk that thing, and I know it's election season down south, but no, don't worry, we're not going to get political. If you had a vote, just kidding. You don't want to split your own vote.
Yeah.
And release another song that takes some notice away from what's going on with your single right now, right?
Yeah. Let's just be unorthodox. Let's just do what feels right.
Okay. And now, because I have to be that pinhead who's going to ask you about this, though, because the success, it's not over yet. The momentum of the song is still there, right?
Yeah.
It's still going and building. I
believe so. I hope so.
Let's go. How does the success of a song like Hey Mom, I Made It, how does the success of a track like this change what you're doing? Because obviously, since this came out, and before it kind of caught fire and stuff, you've been working on other things and other singles, and maybe you're doing a ballad here, you're doing a tempo song here, you're doing whatever. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, look what's happening over there with that one. Oh, it's still going, and it's building, and it's building.
Yeah.
Does it change? Does it maybe knock another single that you were going to put out down the chain of priority? Does it maybe change who you say yes to touring with? Does it maybe change certain things?
It definitely changes, I think, like the timing of, like, how fast I might want to put out another song.
Sure.
I don't know if it really changes who I'm going on tour with or who I would consider going on tour with.
I was just reaching there.
Yeah,
but, like instead of maybe the next one was something that was going to be a little bit more fluffy.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter. Something like that, right?
Yeah, you're on
But you're
track.
like, hold on it. Right. But you're like, hold on a sec. That really worked.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's just a matter of testing and knowing the temperature, and knowing the degrees. And for me, like, it doesn't change what the ingredient is. And the ingredient in all my music's going to be hope. So it's going to be the main theme throughout all the songs, whether it's, hard-hitting, or, just fun and light.
Did you just do that intentionally? Hard-hitting and heart-hitting?
That just happens. I don't know. It's just kind of... I didn't do that intentionally, but that's kind of what happens when you write songs. It's stuff that just comes out.
Hard-hitting.
Hold on, that might be a title.
Where's your notepad? I know you're a young woman and you don't have, pen and paper aren't parts of your life.
Oh,
hard-hitting.
I do have a dream, like, journal and stuff that I've written, but I'm just so, like, not...
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to pick up what you're putting down.
It's like my song list, and ideas and all the words and all the stuff that just comes out of my mouth and out of my mind.
A quick peek?
Yeah,
just
go
a couple
for
of
it.
them?
Yeah.
Just a couple of
You
them?
want to go, like, really far down.
Why me? Yeah, I'm a bit. Let me go.
That's just
too good to let go. No, I got you. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
Those are all legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome that you've got one of those.
Yeah.
I heard a story about an A-list artist who lost his phone once with a full album on it.
I'd lose it.
Right? The only place that it existed was on his phone. He hadn't backed it up or whatever. And yeah.
It's devastating.
It's devastating. You gotta be careful. Make sure that's backed up. Is that backed up, that list of yours?
I think so. I've got my iPad and MacBook and iCloud.
Okay.
So.
All right, just checking because there's a lot of work
there.
Yeah. What's the most fun right now?
Most fun right now.
Is it the possibilities are endless now? Because a song unlocks a lot. A song like this unlocks a lot of doors, right?
I think the most fun is connecting with people, like getting a message, waking up to a comment every morning, or talking to people who I don't know, they're strangers, and we're talking about our stories, and they're sharing how much they relate to the song and my story, and it's just like, I think that's the fun part. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't hit anybody, what am I doing? But I just feel like meeting everybody, coming to talk to you guys, and all the support that I'm getting, and then watching the charts and seeing how the song is doing every week is so exciting. It's a thrill.
Did you have, I know you told me that your mom was happy about this, obviously. You talked to her about it. And is she still kind of a little bit in shock about what's going on?
She's just so proud. She's, comes on, the song comes on radio at her work, and she's, telling all her friends, and she's just, it's life-changing for all of us, because who knew that all your trauma, would pay off in some sort of way like this, So it's like you think that everything you're going through is in vain, and it never really is. But when it ends up in a song, and then other people are, finding a kind of like a healing or a freedom from it, then it makes it all worth it.
As a parent now, I'm just like picturing, in the past, I've always, if you listen to a song like that, you identify with the protagonist of the song. So you listen to the singer and from their perspective, and now I'm thinking about it from your mom's perspective.
Yeah.
And just like how, all the worries that go into being a parent and everything. And then you pick, there's this kid and, and the challenges that you've had in life and everything. And now you've chosen the music business. Oh, God. Yeah. And then here you go. And now it's working out. It's got to just be so joyous.
Yeah. Oh, she's like over the moon. She's watching my little dog for me right now. Like my little dog, Trooper, he's a 4-pound Yorkie. He usually goes on tour. He has one on tour across the U.S. and Canada, but he's getting up there. He's about 14 years old, and she's watching Doggy all the time, and it's becoming less of a burden, because she realizes okay, no, this is this is important that I watch Doggy all the time and don't have any free time, because cool things are happening and my daughter needs me. So
love it. Love the story about the dog. That's great. Should we talk holidays?
Sure.
It's a little early, I know, for me wrapping my head. It's never too early for you to talk about Christmas music?
No.
Okay. Let me tell you, full disclosure, I will tell you as a person who, I like Christmas music for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay? I love your Christmas music.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. And I love Christmas music.
You're probably already sick of it.
No, I'm not. I'm not done. But it's just, this is just my thing. We were having a conversation about whether or not radio stations should flip over to holiday music for the entire month of December because it's good for ratings because people like having Christmas music on in the background, right? But I love Christmas music so much that I don't want to get bored of it. And I just find that sometimes, like, if you, it's like anything. It's like Halloween. If you start Halloween at the beginning of September, by the time it comes around, it's not special anymore.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin it for yourself, kind of.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be like bah humbug. I don't want to be like that. Christmas music, important to you growing up?
Oh yeah, Christmas period. Like I'm watching Home Alone like in summer. I'm listening to Christmas music in summer.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I'm one of those.
That is an evergreen movie. Yeah, for sure. You can watch that any time of year. But the music itself, I mean, one of the things I remember about growing up in church and everything and going was just really enjoying that special time of year because the music changed.
Yeah, I mean. Sure, because the music changed. It's great. But I mean, I do generally enjoy Christmas music. I enjoy the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, call me crazy, but it's just something I kind of live for. You know, I love the feeling. And so I try and carry that with me throughout the year. And if that means watching a Christmas movie or playing Christmas music, or if I could, I'd put up my Christmas tree in the middle of June. But I don't really have. It's just the tedious
Would you
thing.
really?
I probably would. It's just the tedious thing of taking it down. I used to keep it up till April. I don't have time for that anymore. So
No, too busy. That's probably a good thing. See, keep it special.
Yeah.
Okay, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Do you know how old this song is? I should have done the research beforehand.
I don't, and I should have too.
Let's do that really, really quickly right now because we have time and we're not live. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Brenda Lee, 1958.
Yeah.
Okay. Your version. What made you, first of all, what made you choose to want to do this song?
Well, I love the song. And again, it's one of the songs that's in Home Alone. And it's been a childhood kind of song. Brenda Lee, I did actually get to meet her, though.
Come on.
Yeah, I was on the red carpet with her at the CMAs last year. And I couldn't believe it. I turned around, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Brenda Lee. And I'm like, I'm not missing this opportunity. I'm totally going to fangirl. I'm totally going to ask for a photo. And she was as lovely as ever. And she was just chit-chatting and talking up a storm. And I was like, yeah, this is great. Like, if I had a chance to do a Christmas song, why not do Brenda Lee? Because A, I love the song. B, I met the woman. And C, I think she's a legend. She's a legendary artist that's still around right now. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to meet her.
That's the best answer to why did you do that Christmas song that I've ever had, ever.
I
Home Alone, Brenda Lee, met her, cool song. Yeah.
Yeah, it just made sense.
Yeah. Love it. I love it, love it, love it. Tenille Townes. I've loved Tenille Townes' voice since the first time I heard it. I bumped into Tenille so many times at the CCMA Awards back in the mid-2000s when she was coming and doing showcases before she was ever dreaming about, I mean, she dreamt about it, but before there was any sort of possibility of her performing on the show or having a record deal or doing that, she was just always there every year. Her determination and her work ethic, her tenacity, her refusal to take no for an answer ever was just, and everybody kind of knew that there was something going on there, just waiting for the right time. Yeah. Now she's one of the most instantly recognizable voices in the game. Yeah. And she is somebody that I remember talking to Dierks Bentley about her when he took her out on tour, and he didn't even know she was Canadian when he first decided to take her out on tour. I had no idea. And his first date, I think, on one of his tours, one of his world tours, was in Canada. And I'm like, you're launching this tour with the Canadian. He's like, she's Canadian? He didn't even realize she was Canadian. She is one of those artists now that everybody wants to be associated with, and she wants to be associated with you.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Tenille, it's one of those, like, don't miss this moments. Like, all the things that you've ever dreamed of or you could have ever imagined happening. Tenille, I've looked up to her for so long, and she was actually one of the artists that inducted me into the CMT Next Woman of Country. I wouldn't say exactly inducted, but she was the one that sent out the invitation video, like, hey, Sacha, congrats, welcome to...
You got it from her.
I got it from her, and I bawled my eyes out. And I'm just so thrilled that she has me opening up for her, and it's coming, like, what? I got, like, maybe 3 days until we hit the road with her. Yeah. And it's a huge honor because she's somebody that I feel like is just so authentic, not only talented, but her song and her heart and her stories is something that's been an inspiration to me as well.
I think she's developed a lot of trust with her fan base, right? And so if she brings somebody into the family, into her family on the road, under a road family, her fans are automatically going to accept you as well.
That's pretty cool.
Right? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to ask you what's next. I feel like I have to say, because the problem with having a massive hit, the problem with dipping your toes into the top 10 is people are like, oh, cool. What else you got?
Yep.
Right? So, what else you got?
What else? Well, we'll have to wait and see, I think.
Really? Give me a little hint. We can sit on stuff if you want.
Well, I was in, I just got back from Nashville again, of course, and shot a couple music videos. Yeah. And I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
For a couple singles that we'll be releasing in the new year.
In the new year, okay.
In the new year, because Christmas song is going to take over rock and roll on the Christmas tree.
We're going to be playing, I know, the day after Halloween, it's going to be Christmas music.
Great. And I'm really excited about some of the new songs that are coming out and the music videos. I was riding horses for a few days, breaking myself back in. And I'm just really stoked about the team that we're working with on these music videos and the songs that are coming out.
Write down "breaking myself back in," please, because that's another good one. You just can't help it but come up with the lines. It's incredible.
Yeah.